We got new champs galore. We got some great matches happening on Raw. You know, the SmackDown's women's division is great. The Raw women's division is great. We got fresh matchups in the main event scene, and we got the old trusty Bloodline story to fall back on. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So much to talk about. It's the Spandex Standups. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
How you doing, man? Everything good in Evan world?
Yeah, everything's good. You know, everything's good when we find ourselves here again on a Tuesday. And that means everything's good.
Right. Just talking wrestling with you buddies. That's what we're here
Yeah.
for. Well, real quick, man, how you feeling about the product?
Ooh, how am I feeling about the product? Feeling pretty good about it. You know, I feel like we've kind of kicked some things into high gear, and we have some real intrigue. You know, when I think about what's going on with Chelsea Green, she gets injured again. There's this promo where they want to take the title away from her. She fights back. Thought that was great. We've
I
got
really
some things
enjoyed that.
cooking up. Yeah, we got some things cooking up over on Raw between Liv, Stephanie McCare, Becky Lynch. Really like the direction of all of that. Obviously, the Bloodline continues to cook,
Oh, faithful.
and I love this idea that Solo is still not joining the OG Bloodline, and it definitely, you know, we can definitely call it back to, you know, maybe the build up to WrestleMania 40 when people were driving a wedge in the Bloodline and Solo became the tribal chief or whatever. You know, maybe we'll get some answers as to who Solo's, you know, really been aligned with this whole time, and they're excited.
You talking about long-term storytelling here? My goodness. Well, real quick, not too much news up top, but we got long-term manager Slick is recovering from a heart attack, but he seems to be in good condition, so that's good.
Dude,
And
rest up, Slick.
right. And then it looks like we're going to get some back-to-back double tapings. Staff getting a little time off before they go to South America. So they're filming Raw and SmackDown for next week on Raw. And then they're taking some time off until the 28th. And they're filming Raw and SmackDown again.
Yeah, and then we've got Saturday night's main event around the corner. So some good builds already. Where I think you can do some taped programming. I think that's all right.
Yeah, I messed up and spoiled AAA for me. It got taped the next 3 weeks, and I was like, I should have watched it live.
I love watching AAA now. You're right. You know, a little Sunday morning action. Hell, even a Sunday evening.
What else you watching on TV on Sunday morning?
You know, it's got that like Sunday night heat action to it. So
it does, really, right?
Yeah,
I love it, man. It's an hour long. So like it's not terrible. Or is it 2 hours? Is it an hour? 2 hours?
It's like I think it's a little over an hour.
Okay. So yeah, it's fantastic, dude. It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And they're tying a bunch of stuff in. So, I mean, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But like you said up top, Miss Chelsea Green, your permanent women's champion as long as she can get cleared and defend her title in 30 days.
Yeah, it's an interesting story that they're cooking up here. I mean, either way, we're into Chelsea Green in a way that we've not been into a women's champion in a while. The pop, you know, the fact that she's got here, it's pretty remarkable. And we're going to have to find a way to keep it interesting for her to stay. She's going to have to find a way to not get injured. Very excited, though, that they're keeping it on her and the way that promo went. I mean, it was one of those where you kind of just you're like, oh, the crowd's into it. Oh, is this show in America? Oh, it is? Like, then something really big must have happened.
Yeah, like the crowd being better than normal tonight. This is great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it, man. I think that was a fun little storyline. They intertwined a couple storylines. You know, like they had Aldis and Gunther still talking trash Chelsea out there, Mr. Zack Ryder himself, Matt Cardona, comes out to make the save. We get a nice match out of it, So, and then the Irresistible Forces came out and knew that they couldn't really, Chelsea couldn't really defend herself. So, Tiffy Tom has to come out. So it was a great way to start SmackDown and intertwine a bunch of, hey, this is what we're presenting tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
But unfortunately, Tiffy Time had to defend that U.S. title, and it did not go well because JC Jane is your new U.S. champion, completing the trifecta for Fatal Influence. They're all champions now. So how you feeling about the old title change?
Yeah, I think this is good. I think, Tiffy's gonna have to find her way back to the main event somehow, and I do think the women's main event scene is about to just pop off. When you think about who we've got that's been underutilized so that certain people can become, main eventers,
Yeah.
right? Like it's huge now. And so I want to see Tiffy go on and just become, really harsh on the mic, have her become a heel. I'm excited for it. Very excited for it. They need to do something to make this as interesting as Becky Lynch's Intercontinental title run, because that was, in my opinion, one of the best women's title runs we've seen in a long time, and it wasn't even the main belt.
Right.
So I'd like to see them do something similar over here on the U.S. side.
I'm here for, and I mean, what a way to establish this new group. Let them just run through SmackDown right now. Let JC Jane have great matches with the girls on the roster and keep the title. It'll elevate it and her at the same time. Same with Fatal Influence, I've been loving their wrestling in the ring. Like it looks like I know they've been hurting people, but they can go and it shows. You elevate Tiffy to the main event scene because, man, if you can replicate what they're doing with Becky, Stephanie, and Liv over there with Chelsea, Rhea, and Tiffy, Paige, throw Paige in there too.
Yeah.
I think that could be a solid main event scene.
We've also got Alexa and Charlotte, who are
Right.
not being utilized as main eventers right now.
Yeah. They're hanging out with Taylor
Bailey.
Paxley right now, bro. They got other things to do. They got to conquer Jade and her baddies first.
Yep.
Which what a elevation to the main event scene. You get to partner with Alexa and Charlotte. Well, that's awesome. So
Huge.
that shows they got some faith in Tatum.
Yep.
Well, SmackDown was full of surprises, man. It wasn't just the U.S. title that changed hands. The MFTs are your new WWE Tag Team Champions of the world. Haku in tow. That was dope to see. I like the stick the staff he's carrying. I love the presence they're giving off now.
Yeah. No, I'm glad they're back. I mean, they're gonna have to do something, right? Like if we look at who won between them and the Wyatt Six, I mean, we went with the MFTs, and
And they even had to sacrifice some of their own.
and they've got to start earning it here, So maybe they're going to become part of that solo storyline. Maybe they rejoin, maybe they just continue on their own. But either way, I think their time is limited here if they don't kind of hop on the Bloodline storyline.
Well, they're setting those little seedlings of Nakamura and Takahashi. That'll be dope if they can get a nice little feud with those guys. Ghosts of New Japan past. And what a way to get, because apparently Takahashi's been signed for forever. He's been hanging out with Shinsuke. So what a way to use those two guys in a tag team to elevate this division, because that's 3 Japanese legends with Tama Tonga, and then they're really trying to, see if they're going to push Tala Tonga. And bringing in Papa Haku, 10 out of 10. Love that. It immediately gives them more legitimacy than they had.
100%.
Finally, some movement in the SmackDown tag division. Come on, keep it going. Keep it going. Man, what a SmackDown main event scene. We got Punk and KO, and we got Randy and Cody, which they just announced. Randy and Cody going to be in Atlanta on Sunday night main event. So that's going to be a great match. And then after being hyped, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. After being hyped about Punk and KO on the mic, round 1, round 2 just didn't deliver for me.
No, no, it didn't. And, I think we need to kind of watch ourselves because I'm seeing it a lot in wrestling now. This whole, like, let me tell you the story behind us. Let me tell you what happened 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Have you noticed that Punk's always
that,
the bad
he's always the bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, that worked in the Cody finishing the story. Um, run. I worry that we're leaning too heavily on this forced. Hey, let me tell you what happened 20 years ago.
The
In any
forced
case,
nostalgia.
besides that, yeah, I mean, it definitely fell short because KO is coming back and doing the Drew McIntyre, doing the Seth Rollins, and you know, yeah, it's just not hitting. And I think there's so much more that KO could have said that. I mean, why are we not talking about the way this guy treats fans?
Yeah. Like it's easy pickings.
Yeah,
Like he's even had some. Maybe they don't want to bring up the recent events. They're like, I don't talk about that. But yeah, the promo set out to make KO look like the good guy in it, and it just made him sound like he was whining about Punk having higher
yeah,
standing in Ring of Honor than he did, and that's
yeah.
not that's not the light you need to paint a vicious KO in. He's not pet.
No,
Like, yeah, he's petty, but he's gonna punch you in the face. He's not gonna be like, well, you hurt my feelings.
100%.
And then how you feeling about over on the other side? Like this is the one that I wanted to get personal. Out of all the stupid storylines where you're talking about where we go, let me tell you a story. This is the one I wanted to base that off of. Randy and Cody.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're trying to run this back, try and do it a little bit better than they did at WrestleMania. Maybe without the Pat McAfee of it all.
Which
Um,
were done in the first.
Again, I think this is a good match if you're going to run one back. This is a good one. This is a
Yeah.
good one to run back. Again, I don't know where it leads. I do think Randy's the best person to turn Cody heel. So I'd love to see that. What if they just went on a heel run together? Be great.
Little 2-man power trip.
Be great.
Kenny
So
Fo-
I'm into what they're cooking up, right now.
Yeah, I just got done watching season 3 of Unreal, and they're talking about, Cody even acknowledged on their run up to WrestleMania. He was like, Randy pulls a darker side out of me.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, Seth. I hope they take that and run with it. But yeah, let's get
Let's
some
run with it.
violence between KO and Punk. You're done talking.
Mhm.
You yapped enough. Punch him in the face.
Mhm.
Punch him in the face. Raw women are killing it. Killing it. Fun little tension brewing between Vaquer and Becky. You got the Sol Ruca Lyra match was pretty good, and you got Roxanne, I think, is challenging Vaquer next week. That'll be a great match. You got just Judgment Day hanging on to those belts and everyone chasing them.
Yeah, it's Judgment Day heavy everything, Watching Raws like Bloodline Judgment Day, Bloodline Judgment Day, Bloodline Judgment Day. Um, Really, still not sure what they're doing with this Lyra Valkyria character. We saw what happened to Nikki Cross, and if were her, I'd be very worried. Um,
Yeah,
Again,
that'd be a super.
love the main eventers here. I think Roxanne needs to get elevated to main event quick. We've already got Raquel, who's finally where she belongs, with gold. Liv is just great. Stephanie's intense. Becky's better than she's ever been. I mean, that's again why we talk about Becky being the greatest of all time, is because who came out of the women's revolution. Charlotte, Ronda. Becky is so has so much staying power. It's crazy.
It's awesome to see. I love the newfound focus on her and Berke. Like I personally hope Roxanne is the one that dethrones Liv. I think that's a great storyline to tell there too. But you got so many who could, should, would types that I'm just letting it play out. Excited to see what they have in
Yep.
store. But I do like, this is how it used to feel when the IC title is, they did it in the 90s with Diesel and HBK and a couple of other times with the Intercontinental titles and the main title. I love to see them doing it with the Raw women to where it's just as much in the main event scene as the world title is. Like Raquel's right there. Liv's number 2, and she's fighting the same girls that Liv's fighting. So love to see everyone just intertwined in all of this.
Absolutely.
I have been loving everything about the Lucha tournament. Seeing Dr. El Hijo, Dr. Wagner Jr. on Raw was dope. Like, obviously, I knew they were going to go with the homegrown talent. It's nice to see La Parka jump into the second round, but these matches are awesome, man. As much as I've touted AAA, this and it being intermingled with the main roster, loving every second.
Yeah, I mean, it's what's getting me to cross over and watch a little bit. But it's really great. I can't wait for that world title match in Mexico. Obviously, there's no way they put the title on Penta. I think
But they're
there's
teasing
something.
that Peros angle. That's what that's what's got my little antennas up is Penta with Los Perros del Mal against Roman and the Bloodline makes it way more interesting. I doubt they'll pull that trigger, but it at least got me hyped.
Yeah, no, and it's going to be big, and they're really pushing AAA. Obviously, AAA is going to be at Madison Square Garden. That is our stateside WrestleMania this year. Is not Triple Mania, but I guess they're doing they are doing Triple Mania
Triple Mania's in
stateside in
Vegas and then in Mexico.
Vegas and Mexico City, but also
They
they are
already
doing
getting
a
the WWE
AAA.
treatment 2
But they
nights.
are doing a AAA event for WrestleMania
That's
at
awesome.
Watch Party.
That's awesome.
They're doing a Madison Square Garden Watch Party and then AAA event. So they're putting a lot of money behind this, as they should. Again, they're doing a great job again having that kind of programming every night. And I almost think NXT should move to Saturday. Let's have AAA Saturday. Let's move NXT to Sunday. Make it our little Sunday night heat. But really, really excited about it. It's great exposure for all those wrestlers, as well.
And they're intertwining NXT, the main roster, everything. Like tonight on NXT, they're doing a fatal 4-way that La Parka's in, and some NXT guys are in to see who fights Phoenix for the AAA Cruiserweight belt. So that's
Yeah.
I love all the intermingling. You know what I mean? Like it feels a bit Chicago. Like Chicago PD, Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, where you got to watch all three to watch all three.
Yeah.
But I'm already watching all three. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Totally.
But yeah, I really, really hope, because you worry about Dragon Lee. They love pushing Dragon Lee, and he's just not there for me. I really hope we're getting a Lucha Bros finale, because that match, wow.
Give it to us.
Speaking of match, I am hyped as we are getting Braun Breaker and Obafemi. It is set for also Sunday night main event. Like, this card is stacked.
Yeah, Oba has everything to lose.
Yeah.
If I'm Braun Breaker, I am like, thank God y'all are not running around calling me the future.
Right. That's a lot of pressure.
Like, first of all, I am, but
Yeah.
thank God, I don't have that moniker on me. Again, I think it's smart booking, right? Oba's the future. Of course he is. But then Braun comes and beats him. Well, they're both the future.
They both can be the future.
Yeah. But Braun's attitude, Braun's intensity, we all know that Braun is actually the future. And they waited a year.
Right.
But we all know that he's the future. So, but I'm excited. Saturday night's main event is shaping up. Randy Cody in Atlanta, huge. Cody's hometown.
Awesome.
Braun Oba in Braun's hometown.
I'm
Huge.
just hyped this on Sunday night, my dude. Like I miss watching wrestling on Sunday nights. I miss it.
Yeah, and we get a Sunday night.
So I miss that. It's a nice little nostalgia aspect there. Like I'm watching WWE on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Because
and it's fresh. It's a new episode too.
Yes.
It's not just a recording from the night before and I'm catching up.
Yeah.
Nothing like that,
I do love the Heyman layer to this. Like the Braun, it's showing his range, man. I thoroughly enjoyed Braun reacting to Heyman shaking Oba's hand. Like, that was awesome.
Yep.
Nice layers.
Yeah, great. I mean, it's a great story there. I mean, Oba won me over when he was like mocked Braun and was like,
that accent.
Is he the future Paul? You think I'm the future Paul? It was great.
He was spot on, dude. That voice was perfect.
It was great. Yeah.
This dude's going to leave us too soon because he's going to be Hollywood's next big thing.
Yep. It was great.
I'm here for it, man. I'm glad they're going ahead and pulling the trigger. You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited to see how they book it. Because they could definitely do some damage here. But I am glad that they're not waiting. Every time you wait for something, it never pans out. We waited so long for Sting Undertaker, and it never came to fruition. Let's go ahead. While everyone's healthy in here, let's lay some groundwork for future showdowns.
Absolutely.
Dude, but what a banger of a match between Gable and Rey Mysterio. 52-year-old Rey Mysterio gave us that last night on Monday Night Raw. That was awesome.
It's crazy to think about how old Rey Mysterio is and the matches that he's just still serving up. Just truly remarkable.
Those stem cells in those knees, bro.
I mean, he's better than he's ever been in a way. I mean, I wouldn't say that because he used to just be like this incredible high flying machine. But the fact that he is just still out here solid, it's like every time they say Hall of Famer, I'm like, man, I thought this guy was done.
Sorry, I had 2 careers.
I thought this guy was, only had a couple more years left, when he was introducing Dominic, like when they were, I was like, he's clearly only here to have a couple matches with Dominic and then he's done.
I thought the same thing. I love that meme where everyone's retiring and Ray's like, so I'll show up on Monday?
Yep. It's remarkable.
I need more matches like this for the IC and the US titles. Like, that's the reason they put the secondary titles on great wrestlers and future stars, is to give us great matches to see if they can carry the weight of the world championships one day. Give us more matches like this. I need Baron Corbin on SmackDown every week as long as he's got the title, wrestling the next who's who. It was a bummer to read today that they've basically given up on Ilya Dragunov. That sucks. He's put on some bangers with them. They got nothing for him, and they don't think he moves the needle.
Oh, but what does that even mean anymore?
What does it even mean?
Yeah, what does that even mean to move the needle?
I don't know. Your merch sells? Doesn't sell no merch.
Oh, and Baron Corbin does?
Right.
Rusev does.
Yeah. Which is Rusev. I keep seeing these things pop up on YouTube. It's like Rusev walks out of WWE, but I haven't seen any substance to it.
Yeah, he's still here.
The dirt sheets. Well, when all else fails, let's talk Bloodline.
Yeah.
I am so glad they did what they did last night with Solo, because I am not ready to give up fun Solo. That dude is hilarious. He is carrying this storyline for me, minus the, Jacob laying in the wings. They did a lot to develop Jacob's character last night during all of this. But man, Solo is not only hilarious, but doing the best work of his career.
Yes, truly funny. Glad to see that he's actually now one of the players. He's now at the same level as Jimmy and Jay. That was great to see. You gotta love to see the drama with them getting this new Ulafala, but Jacob's not getting one yet, which again makes sense. There's a
Well, he got
timeline
the
there.
enforcer one when he first came over. He got the brown enforcer one. So they're
That's true.
saying he's got the brown enforcer one. Chief's got red, and then now El Capitan's got the black.
Okay, well that makes sense. Then, but I love that they're keeping them kind of apart. Where does this lead? I think that, this is where we need to start seeing more resistance within the family, and it needs to be coming again, hopefully the Rock's, you know, um, kind of declining movie appeal
I think he just
will
re-upped
bring
for
him back
another
to
thing.
wrestling.
I think he just signed on
Will
to a
bring
new
him
one.
back to wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he did, but at the end of the day, go where you're most appreciated.
No, I know.
And
It
hopefully,
would be the bow on top of this extended Bloodline storyline for sure. But
and he's. I don't know why he wouldn't be a part of this. If he's the final
yeah,
boss and there's chaos in the bloodline, then obviously he's got to get involved at some point. And if they're just going to sit here and say, no, 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 that's not necessary for the story, we're all saying it is. So,
they don't listen to us no more. They're a corporation. They're a corporation.
exactly.
I agree with you. Eventually, the bow tie has to be Rock. Like there's too much money on the table in Saudi Arabia for them not to at least explore it. I don't think. But right now, Solo LA Knight gearing up for war games against the Bloodline, because apparently you can't have war games without some form of the Bloodline.
Exactly. I was
So,
actually thinking, who is that? Who is that?
do they go 4-on-4 or they go
And
5-on-5? They've done both. So,
they've never done Bloodline versus Judgment Day, right?
nah, they've never even crossed paths, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I mean, it was back in the day when we really didn't get Shield and Wyatt family,
Hmm.
That sucks. Or Shield, Wyatt family, New Day. That could have been the new Edge, Christian, Dudley Boys, Hardys, but we didn't get it.
Hmm.
But Solo LA Knight trying to take down this new. They did admit finally that Roman is a heel again, because he's been doing heel shenanigans. He's finally a heel again. But him telling Jacob not to do anything, and then that backfired, and Jacob just sitting there when they got destroyed, was just layer on layer of his development. Because eventually he's going to turn on people. Like, I think that has to be the plan. If we don't get Rock Roman in some sorts, I think Jacob has to take the title off Roman at WrestleMania.
You think so?
I think so.
I mean, that would be huge.
I think it's got to happen.
Yeah, and then you'd be really making a star out of Jacob.
For sure. Foreign lands title WrestleMania, beating your cousin who's been on top of the industry for the last 6-7 years. Massive.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, I think that's got to be, plan A leading to this. But right now, it's looking like we're getting this Bloodline verse. Royce has to come back at some point, and it'll be interesting to see what fourth member they get to take these guys on in Houston.
Houston. I love how they're doing baseball stadiums.
Yes.
We got to get one at SunTrust.
Dude.
Are we going to get something at SunTrust before Mercedes-Benz?
That's a good question. I think it depends on which PLE they get. I think if it's Royal Rumble or Mania, it's Mercedes.
Yeah.
I think if it's SummerSlam or Survivor Series, it's truest.
Surprised they haven't done, again, and will Nashville get something before Mercedes Benz?
That'll be very interesting because Mercedes-Benz is a beautiful place.
And it's been around for at least 10 years now, I
And
think.
they have not run anything there?
Not WWE event.
That's crazy. Has AEW done anything there?
No,
Did they hit it before they started scaling back to smaller things?
maybe. No, they've never done the Mercedes Benz. I mean, they've done the Georgia Dome. They did a WrestleMania at the Georgia
Oh,
Dome,
okay.
but
That's
never
insane, man.
Mercedes
You think
Benz.
Atlanta, like, are they just scared of ghosts of WCW past?
I think no, I think they're looking at ticket prices. I mean, pay attention to where all of the huge PLEs are happening now. Well,
Dang it.
one, they're happening in places where, like, I guess in daytime, like a lot of West Coast stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do anything in Arizona, if you do anything in Vegas, if you do anything in California, you can charge an arm and a leg for tickets.
Yeah.
New York, arm and a leg. You go down to the Southeast, I think it's harder to say, again, with the ticket prices that they want to get away with. I mean, again, we're getting a Saturday night's main event. That's great. Atlanta
Where is
got a
it?
bad blood.
Do you know what arena is up? Is it at Hawks?
That's at State Farm
Okay.
downtown, yeah, where the Hawks play. And so, yeah, which is, the good Atlanta arena. That's where things should be happening. But again, it's just surprising that they're not doing
A massive scale.
again, I think they just want to go to a place that also just has like a very distinct culture. And,
I think they've
you go to
also made a few
Nashville,
promises that they still owe some people. They owe
they
Minneapolis.
made a lot of promises and they keep saying, you know what, actually, we're going to Saudi Arabia, but we'll get you a money in the bank.
They owe New Orleans something. They owe all
Yeah.
kinds of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. Fresh storylines. I know we harp on the Bloodline being never ending, but they're at least freshening it up. I like the Solo Jacob Fatu of it all. They're new keys to this and on different sides. And it feels like a lot of people got fresh matchups. Like minus the stale promo, I'm still excited about KO and Punk. Definitely excited about the reigniting of Cody, Randy. So I'm excited, man. I think we got some new champions. We got some new storylines to develop. I'm excited about Shinsuke and Takahashi and the MFTs. So I'm excited about AAA. A lot of things to be hyped about as we head into the fall season with Sunday Night Main Event, Money in the Bank, Survivor Series, War Games. Any parting thoughts?
No, man, just really, again, appreciate this community. And again, I think we're in for a great second half of the year.
I agree. I'm excited to see have they said what the December PLE is?
December, no, maybe something in Saudi Arabia. They always do Survivor Series right there at the end. We'll probably get a Saturday night's main event.
We'll probably get a Saturday because they don't have anything scheduled yet.
Right.
Interesting. Well, thank you guys for joining me and Evan. Check out Evan Berke Comedy on all your where you get your content. Check out Drew Harrison Comedy. Hit subscribe. Check out all the great stuff we have made for you. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time.